What's up, everybody? It's Coach Colton here at Columbus Martial Arts. I hope you're having an amazing day. I want to do just a quick chat for all my parents out there. Parents, I'm not sure if you guys understand how much of an MVP you guys are for your child, your student here at Columbus Martial Arts. When we look at a student to go from one of our basic core extreme classes into one of our elite programs, there's a lot that we look at. We look at consistency in attendance, their behavior on and off the mats, their level of technique. But all of that is absolutely stumped by the number one thing we look for, and that is a supportive, coachable family. And I've talked about this before in my motivations video on why many different students get involved with martial arts. We have a ton of kids that watch, Power Rangers and superheroes, and they just want to have fun on the mats. And while fun is great, to a certain degree, it's not going to be valuable to them, especially if their goal is to get the black belt. Because sooner or later, they're going to hop into a class that maybe isn't fun. We take a lot of effort to make our classes super fun, super dynamic, super engaging, but we're competing against spending time with their friends, going to birthday parties, staying at home and playing video games, just having the freedom to do whatever you want. When you're holding someone to a routine and you're doing tough stuff in classes, at some point, there's going to be an opportunity cost there where, hey, if you're serious about this goal of achieving your black belt, then you're going to have to knuckle down and do some hard work and have to overcome some adversity. And when, it's not fun and that student pushes back and doesn't want to come to class that day, it's often the parent that deals with that. It's often the parent that either says, okay, we don't have to go to martial arts today, or asks them, hey, do you want to do this, that, or the other, or pushes them to the class. And there's a couple of parent mindset things that I want to talk about today. And I'm, by the way, super excited for our parent skills class starting on November 18th. I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity to get parents out onto the mats, do some training, and allow you guys to better understand what your child goes through on a weekly basis when they come to class, and also help you train at home for them as well. The first thing is just consistency. When I have a parent that does have goals, whether it be focus, confidence, physical fitness, extracurricular activity, any kind of goal, and then they turn around and they see the evaluation and they see the classes and they like what they see and they want to enroll their child, then they immediately turn to their child and ask, hey, Johnny, is this something that you want to do? Those ideas butt heads. And I want to kind of explain that. If you have goals and you understand that your child needs some kind of help, a little push in the right direction, if you will, and in some area, you can't then ask that student if they want to do that. If you're serious about it, you have to push them. And I know that might not be something that some parents want to hear. Parents might have had a childhood where your parents forced you to do something. And I'm not saying you force them and you drag them every single day, but at the same time, as a parent, we understand that the child is not equipped to make every life decision on their own. If your child is feeling sick and you take them to the doctor and the doctor diagnoses them and says, hey, take this medicine and it's cherry flavor, and the kid goes, I don't want to drink it, I don't like cherry, the parent's not going to entertain that. You're going to say, be quiet, take your medicine, go to bed. It's that simple. And on the mats, it can often be the same thing. When that student encounters adversity and they don't want to, do something difficult or get pushed out of their comfort zone in that area, often the parent will swoop in and say, oh, well, you don't have to do that. Or they'll come and they'll ask me. I talked to several parents this week in particular, and if you're going to tell, this kind of spurred the motivation for this video today. We obviously have our tournament coming up on Saturday, a thing that's not super tough, but it's a bit tougher than normal class, right? We're still here at CMA. The coaches are the referees. We're on the mats. You're wearing protective gear. It's a game. It's very fun. It's a little rough, but it's still a game. But because it's a little tougher, you have students that have anxiety about it. You have students that might not want to do it. You have students that are worried. They have pressure, and that could come in a lot of forms, whether they don't want to get hurt, they don't want to hurt someone else, they want their family and their friends to be proud of them, they don't want to lose, they're very competitive, and it causes a lot of anxiety for students sometimes. And I have parents, ask me, like, well, what can I say or what can we do so Johnny can, do great in the class? Or every time he spars with one student, he always loses. And I go, yeah, that happened to me. when you go through classes, you're not always going to be the best at everything. You're going to be great at certain things. Just like in life, you're going to be great at certain things. And there's going to be people that are greater than you at that. If you're doing graphic design and you're a good graphic designer, great. I bet there's other awesome graphic designers that are better than you, right? If you're an amazing doctor, I bet there's some amazing doctors out there that can compete with you. If you're an amazing chef, I bet there's some amazing chefs out there that compete with you. To have this idea that you're going to be insulated in this bubble and have success with every single thing you do the first time, and it's always going to be sunshine and rainbows, that's folly. And if you set your student up for that, they only have to do the things that they want to do. They get to quit whenever they want. They don't have to, stick to their commitments. If they don't feel comfortable doing something, they don't have to do it. Then your child is going to be woefully unprepared for life, because in life there's going to be uncomfortable situations. At certain points, you're going to have to rise to the occasion and do things that you don't want to do or you haven't done before that cause you fear and anxiety. You're going to step into that job interview. You're going to take on that next task. You're going to ask that girl out on a first date. You're going to do whatever in life that's going to require that oomph, if you will. And parents who may be listening to this, just know we value you guys so much. When I have a parent that doesn't allow their student to slack off or says, hey, you're not staying home and playing video games, you're going to go do this stripe test, or hey, you didn't do this belt test this time, we're going to wait the 8 weeks, or hey, you chose to do your, go to your friend's birthday party, you chose to go on vacation and not do X, Y, and Z, and they hold their student accountable to the goal set. Those are the families that absolutely are rewarded with a student that gets past that hump, and you just see this metamorphosis where, the chrysalis is shattered and the butterfly comes out and you have a totally different student, right? Parents out there, if you're struggling and you're like, man, I don't want to push my student, push them past. You'll be amazed what your child can do. I've seen it. Coach Dom has seen it. Coach DeMonica has seen it on the mats, but we can only work with them when they're here, right? We need you guys to get them here. And that's why, parents, you're the real MVPs. The number one thing we look for in junior elite, and leadership before we send out any kind of invitation to come and try out for those classes is, hey, is this a family that comes to the classes, watches the class? Is this a family that we know if Johnny fails a stripe at this tougher level that they're going to come and complain to the instructor and ask how we can, have a makeup time for this and work special with us? Or are they going to go home, have their student work on it, work with their student, and come back at the next appropriate time and try it out? So I just wanted to do a quick shout out to all my CMA families out there. We love you guys. We appreciate you. If your student is on a hill right now and they're doing great, amazing, but when they get down to that valley, that's when the coaching, the parenting really starts. And we have to do right, and we have to really help our students and our youth prepare them for that next level in their life by getting them up out of that valley and back to the next hill. So thank you guys so much for all you do. I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're going to be there at the tournament on Saturday, I can't wait to see you. We're going to do a rules meeting that day and cover everything. But go ahead, make sure, good night's sleep, eat healthy, nothing too heavy. Don't have the full breakfast with the bacon and the sausage and the eggs and all that stuff. Can't wait to see you guys there. Have a good one. Bye.